Good afternoon, good evening, Facebook, YouTube, social media world. How are you guys doing? I am doing great. Just wanted to just chat with you a little bit about some things that just crossed my mind. Um, I'm concerned. I'm very, very concerned about the state of the church, if you would, um, in terms of having the freedom to speak. Um, I've noticed for the past few years a disturbing trend in church. Um, there's just this thing where people are afraid to speak. People are in church, okay? In church, we are afraid to speak the truth. We are being threatened in church against telling the truth, against speaking the truth, okay? Um, when the very Spirit of God, He is the Spirit of truth. And if He is the Spirit of truth, then how is it that in the church world today, you are condemned for telling the truth? I don't understand that. I'm totally baffled by that. That totally confuses me. I mean, there is such a strong tendency in church towards censorship, towards telling the truth, just speaking the truth. And if that is the case, then are there any true prophets? Are there any true prophecies going forth? If truth is being stifled, if somebody telling the truth, even if it's an ugly truth, especially if it's an ugly truth, then the person that's speaking the ugly truth is demonized, ostracized, rejected, called slanderers, and it shows most church folks don't even know what slander is. They say, oh, they're slandering and they're slanderers. Do you know what a slanderer is? Do you know what it means to slander? I want you to Google the word slander, and it's spelled Slander. Slander means to make false and damaging statements about someone. The operative word being false. Okay? Now, if the statements are true, then you cannot say that that's slander, and you cannot call the person who is telling that truth a slanderer. You are misusing and abusing the English language to manipulate and control truth inside of the house of God. And I don't believe that God is into that. Any spirit that censors you, any spirit that stifles you from telling the truth, even if the truth is ugly, even if the truth is unpopular, even if the truth flies directly in the face against what is being taught in mainstream religion, then you have come across a demonic spirit that is meaning to manipulate and control you and censor you. And it is not the spirit of truth. It is the Antichrist. Even in relationships, people are afraid to just tell the truth. And that's not God. God is not telling you to sit on the truth. God is not telling you, watch what you say. God is not telling you, watch how you say it. That's not God. I'm sorry. All the prophets that God sent forth in the word of God, huh? Check them out. Read. So John the Baptist didn't sit there and sit on when he rebuked the king for sleeping. When he was doing the stuff with people who he was related to, John the Baptist did not sit there and say, oh, I gotta find a way to say it. I don't want to offend him and I don't want to hurt his feelings. So I'm gonna sit on this and Lord, I want you to show me. He didn't sit on that for 6 months trying to figure out how he was gonna tell King Herod he was wrong and committing incest and things like that ought not be done. He didn't sit on it for 6 months. You heard me? The soon as he saw it, he knew it was wrong and God gave him the boldness. God gave him the boldness to tell the truth. Even though it was unpopular, even though John the Baptist ended up losing his head for telling the truth, but he told the truth because he came forth from the spirit of truth. I do not understand this spirit that has been let loose in church that is afraid, afraid to tell the truth. Afraid. I've met people who are just afraid to tell the truth and will call you everything but a child of God for you telling the truth. God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. Any spirit that stifles your tongue from telling the truth is not God. Remember that. Any spirit, I don't care where it's coming from. I don't care who told you. It ain't God. They are not being influenced by the Spirit of God. They are being influenced by the spirit of religion, the spirit of Antichrist. Because Christ is the spirit of truth. So if you find somebody that's willing to sit on the truth, I don't care what the reason is, then it has to be Antichrist. It has to be. Do not allow anybody or anything to stifle your tongue from telling the truth. Even if it's unpopular, even if it's ugly, even if you think it's going to hurt someone, it doesn't matter. The truth is the truth, and the truth stands alone. You don't get to control truth. Let it flow freely. And remember, slander, telling the truth about a situation is not slander. Don't let these religious demons lie to you and tell you that you're a slanderer because you're telling the truth. They may want to sit on the truth and cover for people. And they're going to have to give an account before God. It might be part of the reason why they're going through some of the stuff they're going through right now, because they want to cover up stuff. Be free. Just be free. That's all I'm saying. Be free to tell the truth, no matter who don't like it. Okay? Because Christ is the spirit of truth. Just tell the truth. Tell the truth. You can never go wrong with the truth. Enjoy your Saturday.